Hello and welcome to a scene for Vampire by Gaslight. Sir Trant is going to have a little chat with Cassandra, who is already looking a bit healthier than she did before. But she's still quite pale and still a little bit drawn, and still looking a bit distrustful, but she's definitely better than she was before.
Okay. The room is basically the same. Two chairs. Does she sit across the table from me yet?
No, she will sit to the side though.
Okay. Um, I will have her drawings in front of me, and I'll say, I got these drawings from you. I find them very interesting. Could you tell me about this one? And he'll hold up the first one.
It's a fight. It's a battle of wills.
Of wills, you say? Um, when did this fight take place?
It's happening now.
Hmm. And
She points to the pink area. He wants it.
okay. And
The snake wants it, but the man won't
right.
give it to him. And here she'll point to the big stick figure.
Okay. And who are the children, I take it?
Yes and no. They are young. They are children, but they think they aren't.
Okay. And what is the snake doing to the first one?
He's angry, and he can't get at the man, so he is angry with one of the children, and the child is dead.
How did he harm the child?
She'll shrug.
Well, it seems from your picture that something is coming from his eyes.
He's angry, so he focuses the anger, and he makes sure that the child dies.
Oh, it's sort of like if looks could kill type thing.
Things aren't always as simple as they could be.
Right. Okay, so one of the children is dead. So who are the other children, and how do we keep the snake from hurting them?
She shrugs. I don't know. I just know it has something to do with you.
Oh. Um, Have you... So this picture has more to do with me than it does with you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hmm. So,
He's dead, and the snake's dead, but they're not as dead as the child is.
okay.
And here she'll have pointed to the large stick figure and the snake, obviously.
All right. Um, do you have any idea who these people are in connection to me?
She shakes her head.
Hmm.
Sometimes things aren't clear. I don't always
I
know what the things mean, just what I feel, and it's to do with you.
Okay. Well, can you tell me anything about the pink thing?
I saw it, but I don't know what it is.
Hmm.
It's reddish, pinkish, and the snake wants it. But I don't know what it is.
Um, you've actually seen the pinkish thing. Is it like uh, a stone or
It's it hmm looks leathery,
okay?
like a book cover.
All right. So basically, it looks like a, a round, leathery object.
And sometimes it seems to try and move, but it doesn't really do much.
Okay.
And I don't know whether it's trying to move, or it has moved, or it will move. I don't think the movement is necessarily a part of what it is now. It's it's just it's something. It just seems there's movement, but I don't know if that's really what it's like. Like I said, the pictures, they don't always make sense.
Okay. Um, he'll take. He'll put that photo or picture away and bring up the second one. Now, this, honestly, um, does this have something to do with me or you?
Both of us, but more you than me.
Okay. Now, can you identify either of these figures, or are they mostly things you felt?
She was upset, and she points to the figure on the right hand side.
Right.
She was upset and she couldn't get loose and she couldn't get away. And he was horrible to her.
Right. And he is.
I couldn't see his face very clearly. I think I know him, and I think you know him. But they It didn't come through clearly.
Okay. So, someone I know may have a. Do you have any idea what the connection between her and him is? Wife, daughter, friend?
No, none of those. She didn't like him.
Well, her arms are crossed like she might be holding something.
No, she wasn't holding something.
Hmm.
But she couldn't get away, and she couldn't escape.
Okay. You're using past tense. Has this person moved on, or
I don't know. Usually if they're dead, they talk more clearly.
okay? Hmm.
But I don't know her. But I know
Okay.
him. And you know him.
Someone you may have met at the train station?
I don't know. I don't know. All I know is she's upset and she couldn't get away.
Okay. Hmm.
And he was nasty and horrible.
Okay. Um, hmm. Is there anything else of significance in this picture? Like the way the tears form a puddle or anything?
Her hair. Something about her hair.
Blonde? Short?
It was short and not. It was uneven.
Okay. Like her hair may have been hacked off or cut roughly?
She'll nod.
Okay.
Out of character, you will know that quite a few of the patients have their hair cut off.
Okay. And do any of the attendants have brown hair like that?
Uh, Two or three of them.
Oh boy. All right. Well, now I'm going to have to, I'll have to have a talk with my doctor about some of the other patients and go over the employee records. Um, hmm. uh, he's going to turn back to the first one and go, "You said this had more to do with me than you. Does this have to do about something outside of this facility?"
She'll nod.
Okay. Well,
But this seemed like a symbol, and she'll point to the snake. Whereas this seemed like an actual thing. And she'll point
okay.
to the pink splodge that she hasn't drawn particularly well. because her drawing skills are not particularly good because she hasn't had a great deal of practice yet.
All right. So then I'll turn to the girl and go, well, I take it you have an inclination to draw things? Um,
I thought you'd
uh,
want to know. You seem to want to know so much more.
I do. I just wanted to check. Do you have you been taught to read?
A
Maybe
little.
write? Okay.
Not very much, but a little.
All right. Um, when you send me more of these, um, try and write out any words that you understand how to write that you think will help. And I'll also try uh, teaching or finding books for you to improve your reading, and maybe some books on drawing. Would you like that?
That would be nice.
Okay. Um, so, Deb, I'll let you decide how late it is in the night and whether I know if my doctor friend would have retired uh, or not by now.
Um, he's probably retired for the night, but it's not so late that you would be likely to be waking him up, just that you'd be kind of getting him when he's had his dinner and has sat down with a cup of tea and is maybe reading a book or something.
Okay.
So it's enough that it would be an inconvenience, but not that it would be an inconvenience that he would kind of hold against you. He would kind of count it as part of his having to be on call. There'd be a bit of a sigh, but he'd get on with talking to you.
All right. Since it's something like that, I will uh, call him on his personal quarters. But first, I'll say to Cassandra, well, I thank you for talking with me, and I like the fact that you're now at the table with me. Maybe we can converse more on your next set of drawings, and I'll be sure to send any materials with you. Um, are you being treated well?
Better.
Okay. Um, well, other than not being allowed to leave, is there anything else uh, you think you could be helped with?
She bites her lip as if thinking, as if trying to remember what might be different because she's not used to, trying to think of these options. She doesn't know what. She knows she's not, that something isn't there, but she doesn't really understand. Well, it's not that she doesn't understand, it's that she's never really had the option to do a lot of that. Things like actually socializing with people and meeting people and any of that sort of stuff. She's never done any of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit. You can tell that she's thinking, but she doesn't seem to think of anything much.
Anyway, you keep thinking, and well, I'm going to give you. I'm going to try and find you some books to help you with your reading and writing, and also to help you uh, learn to draw uh, pictures better and put everything you see down on paper. Anyway, um, uh, I think does anyone visit you from the outside, or like the Sisters of Mercy or something?
She shakes her head.
Well, it's kind of hard to learn to read and write all by yourself. I'll try and think of something. But
The doctors sometimes talk to me.
I might be a little bit too busy, but I'll look into it. Anyway. Just think about what you've been dreaming and let me know if you think anything else is important.
She nods.
Okay. Now, since I've received this picture, the first one, is there still 2 children left?
I think so. I haven't seen anything else.
Okay. Well then.
She doesn't seem entirely certain, but she does think that there are 2 left.
Okay. Anyway. You have pleasant dreams, I hope. And keep eating your food, and and I'll try and help you some more. Just try and behave well for the doctors and the other people, okay?
She nods, a bit less certainly, because she doesn't always like the doctors, and sometimes they ask her to do things she doesn't like. But she does nod.
Okay. And if you like a particular doctor, let me know, and I'll see about maybe making him your primary care physician. Okay?
And she'll nod again slowly and thoughtfully.
Okay.
And presumably you're going to send her back to her room.
Uh-huh.
She'll go back to her room. Unless you have something else.
Well, I was going to go talk to my doctor friend, but I haven't let you make an overlay for him yet.
I will go with
Well, if you saw the
Dr. Wilberson.
Okay.
There we go. And yeah, the last few minutes I have been picking someone out for you.
Okay. That's good. We'll just make Gary Oldman my accountant then. Because yeah, he did this product line as well, and it was just he looks so interesting. But anyway, so yeah, I'll walk up to his personal door and knock and wait for him to answer.
And Dr. Wilberson will come and open the door. He's looking grumpy until he sees it's you, and then he smiles, but you can kind of tell that it's the smile that you give to your boss when you're just trying to stay on their good side and kiss up a little bit.
Okay. Anyway, I'll bow and say, may I please come in? I want to talk to you about the facility and
Of
about
course, Sir Trant.
and one of the patients that interests me.
he'll let you in and go and sit, because he's got a small kind of sitting room area. It's not the largest, but it does the job. And there's a little fireplace. It's a lot warmer in here than it is in most of the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
Something that you probably don't notice because you're a vampire,
uh-huh.
but you do notice the contrast between most of the hospital, which is actually quite cold. Not cold enough to make someone shiver, but it's not comfortable.
Okay.
And in here it's quite cozy and warm.
Anyway, I'll wait for him to offer me a seat and
Which he does.
sit
Um,
down.
would you care for some brandy?
Uh, no, thank you. But please continue on with what you're doing while we have our conversation.
I was just catching up on the day's news. Please, Sir Trant, do tell me what it is that has led to the honour of your presence here.
Now, I do want to run a good establishment for the patients, and you, you know that sometimes there have been cases of female patients being used by an orderly sometimes. I'm not saying it's happening here, but I want to know if you've heard any rumors about that maybe happening.
There are always rumours, I'm afraid.
Mm.
It's something that goes with the territory. Hysterics. The number
Mm-hmm.
of female patients that insist on all manner of things having happened to them.
Right. Anything happening? Anything particular? Yeah. Is any of the orderlies have a unusually high number of complaints, or maybe uh, one woman who you'd say seems rather insistent on her complaints?
I could probably name half a dozen women that were quite insistent. To be honest, Sir Trant, as I said, it somewhat goes with the territory.
Hmm.
There was one that's quite certain a ghost of her dead father came in and did unspeakable things to her.
Hmm.
Another tells me that every single orderly keeps having fantasies of her, including the doctors and myself.
Hmm. That is rather disturbing.
Their minds are disturbed. Unfortunately, there is very little we can do in such severe cases, save keep society safe from them. If we were more humane, we'd put them down, but that's not an option.
Of course not.
Besides,
Anyway,
we would be out of a job.
hmm. um, a second thing. You remember a case, Cassandra, we had to pick up from the train station?
Yes, you do seem to have taken an interest in that particular patient.
Well, yes. Sure, this is a interesting case, and I feel that the it's an interesting case to look at how long-term institution of a child can affect their development. I wanted to see if she could, at such a late date, be able to learn to read, write, and draw, as it were. And I was wondering if you had any suggestions on, uh, you know how hard it is to learn something on your own, so basic as from childhood. I was wondering if you had an idea of how we could get someone to help her learn.
Well, you are, of course, free to run your little experiments. It is your institution. But I don't see much merit in it. It says she does learn to read and write and draw and play the piano. She'll still be held here.
True, but you do know that there are always, we always find ways to improve our science. Imagine one day that we can maybe cure some of these people at one point. They'll have spent how many years in this institution before they become cured? 10, 15 years? We must make sure that they can learn the skills if they're able to be released from this institution.
As you say, Sir Trant, you can tell he doesn't really agree with you, but if you want to waste your time doing that, he honestly doesn't care. Have you considered stopping by one of the workhouses or schools? See if you can find a young person who is in need of a little extra finances?
That would
Perhaps
help.
hire a governess who's unable to find a better appointment.
Right. She'd still have to be respectful, still kind. Yes, that I like that. A governess. Do you have a particular agency you like to hire people from?
I'm sure you can put an ad in the paper. I believe that's usually the case. You advertise the situation. The governess or governesses, well, usually governesses, apply for the situation. You provide them food, lodging, and a place to work, and they bring up the children. Of course, this is not the most suitable of locations, and
Right.
I doubt that there will be a great deal of people lining up for such a position, but there's always the chance that someone has been disgraced in some way, dismissed without a referral, and is unable to get a better position.
Right. Right. Well, we mu we must find some place for those disgraced, or else we may have more patients in here.
Yes, well, we did have one or two come in for similar reasons.
Mm. Well, um, do we have any free rooms with which a governess could be housed? I would want, or would she have to lodge outside of the institution?
I'm sure a place could be found, but are you sure she'd want to stay here?
Hmm. Well,
Women
as
are
I
somewhat the fairer sex, they might not want to be surrounded by madmen and women day and night. They may wish somewhere to retreat.
True. Anyway, I will see what type of mm, answers I get from this ad. Anyway, um, have you seen my our accountant friend recently? You remember the bunch we would have dinner with in the city before the thing happened?
Yes, well, I do see him on occasion. We still have the lunch.
Good, good. If I'm going to hire a governess, I'll have to discuss this with the accountant. So, if you see him at lunch, would you let him know I'm looking for him?
Oh, certainly, sir.
Thank you. And I am sorry to have caused you. I interrupted your dinner, but the this type of the concern was weighing on my mind, and the if you do hear any rumors that you care to give any grievance with, please let me know.
You have a generous and tender heart, sir. But honestly, there is very little that can be done for these poor unfortunate souls. Save house them.
True, but you should make sure that the orderlies treat them with respect, as much respect as they can, and not take advantage of the situation.
Of course, sir.
Anyway.
Yeah, he seems entirely unconcerned.
Anyway, if you need me for anything else, Dr. Wilson, you know where to get in touch with me.
Of course. Do have a good evening, sir.
All right. Good evening. And, well, I guess at that, I will take a walk around the asylum with Auspex 1 up and see if I can see one of these orderlies with brown hair or a sobbing woman with cut hair.
You can find quite a lot of sobbing women with cut hair. Unfortunately.
Yes.
You can find quite a lot.
What about any of the orderlies? Do I get any type of
you know that, well, you might not know, but if you care to look up your records, you will find that there are 4 orderlies with brown curly hair. There are quite a lot more with brown hair or with curly hair, but there are 4 with brown curly hair, like the picture. Though, given that she said that she couldn't see it, she couldn't see him clearly, it's hard to tell exactly how accurate that might be, but it does give you somewhere to start. One of them is on duty tonight. The other 3 aren't. The other 3 are at home. Because there's more people on during the day than there are during the night, because most of the night they just leave the people in their cells.
All right. The if I assume I've at least met each one individually at one point, or at least walked past them or something.
You've been introduced to each of them,
Okay.
but most of the time they just kind of blend together.
All right.
They've come into your
Um,
office when they were hired. That's about it. And you've seen them
um,
around.
okay. And here's the question: did I get a sense of malevolence from any of them?
Um, Roll me a perception empathy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 3 and 3, so that's 6 die.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, dice, don't fail me. 1, 2, 3
3.
successes.
Right, I am going to roll a fate dice,
Okay.
and that will tell me whether you get 2 pieces of information or 1 piece of information. Or no information, 1 piece.
Okay.
The one that is on tonight and one of the other ones, you are fairly certain are quite cheerful. You don't get. The one that's on tonight seems to be fairly cheerful and respectful. One of the others seemed more brisk and efficient, like they were just getting their job done. The other 2 are a bit harder to read.
Okay. Uh, hmm. Well then, I'm going to have to arrange it for some reason that to meet with the other 2, maybe get a better reading on them, and also uh, maybe try and narrow down which woman this was. Huh. Oh well.
If you'd botched,
So
be convinced the one that was on tonight was too friendly and nice. But you didn't botch, so it's okay.
yes. Anyway, well, um,
Shall we end the scene there and pick up with one regarding the governess?
right.
Okay. So thank you people for watching and playing and so forth. Good night.